This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So actually, I think I have asked you to do some program by writing if this super every all the keywords have this. Have you done that, Mike?
Uh, I did something, but I have I write some program, but I was like not sure. I was not sure how to say that. I can show you if you want. So
Okay.
I write something, but I didn't because I don't know. You want in a one program or like a separate?
No, no. In the one program, I want
In one
this
program.
super all four keywords to be written in one program. Have you written like that or something else?
It's something else. So I thought it's like a separate. So and yeah,
No, no,
I did.
no.
Okay.
Next time, what you do is nothing but write a program. You write by having this uh, and this with brackets, and you
Mm,
we have this super.
mm,
So and super with brackets. So one
okay.
program, anyone's when you want to use super and super with brackets, you need to have child and parent, right? So like that.
Mm,
So child and parent and the same class like that. So
okay.
all.
Actually I wrote something. I wrote something like and I can show you. I think just because I don't know, there is like a, because there is no specific topic, so I didn't I didn't finish it. So I used some of them, not all of them. So I can
Okay,
show
okay.
you. Yeah, but I can show you actually.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay, you just try to write this. So so what I'll do, so I'll be seeing the both tomorrow. Then.
Tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Because I don't, in this case, because I actually I use the super and I use the list, and but for this, like with bracket or super with bracket, I
Okay.
couldn't find a way to use it. I think that's the problem.
Okay, okay.
I don't
So
know like
what?
where to, yeah, like where to use it, because
Oh,
in my example, like I'm looking at it now, like because I couldn't think of like a sample like to use like this bracket and the super bracket. That's why.
okay, you just try to today. So we'll see tomorrow, or otherwise, what we'll do, we'll see that at the end of this session.
Oh, okay, okay, sure, sure. Actually, just the one. Okay, I will try to modify it, and otherwise we will review. Sure. Uh, one thing, actually, Suya. So can we because yesterday morning I need to go out for something for appointment. Can we skip tomorrow session, or like if you want we can make up, or like in the rest of the week? Is that okay, or are you okay with skip tomorrow's session?
Yes, not a fine. If you have some work, okay, we'll skip that session. Not an issue, Mike.
Yeah. Can we yeah? Can we skip for tomorrow, and then for the following day I will be back, and we can
Oh,
continue. Yeah,
okay,
just for tomorrow. Yeah.
okay. It's Thursday, right? So tomorrow even.
Yeah. Because
So
yeah, today for me is Wednesday, and tomorrow for me is like Thursday morning 10 a.m. For you
yes,
is
Thursday night, 10 a.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
7:30.
Yes, and then after
Yes,
that we can resume on on Friday.
yes, yes. Actually, the day will not differ for us. Like today, right now, I think it's Wednesday. For you, it's morning 10 a.m. For me, it's Wednesday night 7:30 p.m. That's it.
Mm. Yes,
So so we will
exactly.
have
Yeah,
so we'll have a
mm.
class on
Friday.
Friday
Friday. Yes.
7:30 p.m. IST from my end and 10 a.m. from your end, right?
Yes, that's true. We are on the same day. Just for me, it's morning. For you, it's in the evening.
Yes, that's the only thing.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We'll have it on Friday. So what
Yes.
we do, we'll try to take class on Saturday or Sunday, or we'll try to extend some more on the day, right?
Yeah. We can. I actually, yeah. I think next week maybe we can extend, but Sunday, Saturday, I think you because if you, I don't know, you will have session with Daniel. In that case, we still keep 1 hour. It's fine for me.
Okay. So we'll
Yeah.
see that. So
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
based on
Sure.
Daniel or based on what we do. It's anyway we'll be talking also. We can decide that on Friday and Saturday,
Yeah.
on
Sure.
about Sunday. So
Okay.
we'll decide that
Mm.
later point of time.
Sure.
Based on your schedule, based on my schedule, we'll see.
Sure.
If something comes to you, we'll just avoid it.
Yes, there is no issue. Yeah.
So yesterday we have seen a small recap what we have seen yesterday. So what we have seen is nothing but an access specifiers. So you have different kinds of access specifiers like public, private, protected, default. So the public is something where you can access anywhere, like within the class, outside the class, outside the package. So it's like a free. So it's have the more accessibility. When it comes to the default, you have less accessibility, which is only met to the package. Yet you cannot access that method or a class if it has been default outside the package, right? And we have a private and protected. Private is very restricted, where you can have access only within the class. You cannot access outside the class. Even the child class cannot have access to the private method. So you cannot apply private and protected to the class, because it will be what it will do, like what is the concept of class is, the class has to be used by someone, right? So whenever the concept of class is like someone has to create that object and use that methods available in the class. So but when you make a class as a private or protected, it cannot create an object, so it is like concreting the concept of a class. So that's the reason they have avoided private and protected for a class. So you cannot apply private and protected to a class here. And protected is like less restricted with a private comparative. What you can do, you can able to access that, but that accessibility is what is that accessibility? That accessibility is like you can able to access it in child and parent, right? So this is what we have seen in access specifiers yesterday. A small recap that I have not done anything. So we have a small recap that what we have gone through.
Yeah.
So I'll be starting today. Mostly I'll start an abstract then. So do you remember, Mike? So when we had started the sessions, we started.
I don't remember actually exactly.
Okay.
I think like 1 week ago. I think.
I think we have started on August, maybe 1st or something, right?
Yes. We have like I think more than 1 week already.
Yes. I think we have started on the Sunday or Saturday actually. I don't. I think we have started on August 2nd. I remember. So it's like more than 1 week of time. So
Yeah.
do you want like any thing from me, like the way of teaching, or you are okay with that, or you want some more to be added, or any feedback that as of
It's good. And just one, I think one comment. Like I think we because of my reason, I think or something, we skipped one session. I think we skipped one.
yes.
And yeah, that's and yeah. The other
But
thing.
what we have done, we have covered that on Sunday, right? So if you see, we have taken the class on 8th and 9th, I think so. Have taken.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So generally the class for us is from Monday to Saturday. It's like, right? So general scenario as
Okay.
always.
Yeah.
Fine, right? So
Yeah.
generally what happens, so for example, tomorrow you have work. So obviously you are having Thursday, so you have some plan. So what we do, this Thursday class we will be having on Sunday.
Okay.
So similarly, if there is some day for me, I have gone for there is something. So what we do, we'll just keep that on Sunday or Saturday, or we'll extend it. So
Okay.
like what is the motto is nothing but we'll try to cover that hours, right? 32
Yes.
hours or
Yes.
40 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
there is no compromising of that hours, or there is no compromising of something else. So we'll
Yes.
try
Yes.
to
Yeah.
uh,
Sure.
extend in that like that, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's
So
good. Good. Yes. That's good. Another thing, just for the document. Yeah.
okay,
So yeah, when
you
you
want
have a chance, yeah, please.
you asked me to
Yeah.
do some notes, right? So actually, what happened for me, I have
Mm,
before this online classes, I had only the note in my notebooks actually. So
uh,
the preparation I would have had, but I just want to make it in a good way. But the problem, I was not getting a proper time to do that. For sure, I'll do that and let you know.
okay. No problem. Sure. Actually, so yeah, it's not a note. I mean the, the PPT, like those PPT and some some like documents. I think you have for Java. Yeah.
Actually, whether you want for example, a rough note, or you want a clear explanation of the topic. For example, if you see the PPT or like it, for example, what is a public? Public is the one where you can access anywhere. So it's like only one word note. So I'm not, so from my end, I feel that is good actually. So, but from your end, you want that clear explanation of everything, or
No, no,
this
no.
could.
I think no. I think there is a misunderstanding. So yeah, I mean, this is good. The note is good, good enough. Just this way is good. What I mentioned is like if you have those like I think for example in a demo or like during the session you have some like a PPT or
PPT.
document.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
if
yes.
in case
Oh,
if you have, please share with me. Yeah, I'm
okay.
not.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not asking like to. We must have like some formal note. No, it's not like that. Yeah, it's
Yes.
just. Yeah, in the
Oh,
case you have some like maybe you download from some like
yes,
some
yes.
website or yeah those things. Yeah, just
Yes.
for that. Yeah, it's not like to
Oh,
to like spend your time to write a formal. No, it's not like that. Yeah.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think you got my point.
Yes, yes. So I'll just send that, Mike. So actually, I have some note I have. So what I'll have, what I'm trying to make it in a proper way. Even it could be. So I'll just make it a proper way, and I'll send you.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, sure.
I'll send you.
Because for the
No.
note, we actually we save after each session. So
Yes,
yeah, I think it's good. But if you have better one, and I don't mind. Like yeah,
okay.
that yeah.
So in the PPT also, I'll just try to make a PPT. So where you'll have only one word things, like a small kind of diagrammatical pictures and a one word thing that will be there. I'll just try to do that even. So it
Yeah, sure,
will,
sure, sure. Yeah. No, I mean, no rush when you have chance. Yeah.
yes, yes, no, oh, not an issue. Fine. I'll do that then. Okay. So we will be starting an abstracting. So generally you have an abstract methods, right? As well as an abstract classes. So what is an abstract method or a class? Before that, so you have, this is nothing but my concrete methods or a normal, right? So where there's a method where you write a logic, right? Similarly in Java, you have some kind of methods that is nothing but your abstract methods. So if I say void M2, and if I just done the semicolon here, so this is my abstract method. So what is this? I'm saying this is an abstract method. Your abstract method will not have a logic, or it will not have a body. Abstract methods will not have logic, or I can say body. So you just end that method with a semicolon. So I just mentioned that. So your M1 is a normal method that what we have seen. So similarly in Java, you have some kind of methods that is nothing but your abstract methods. So this is my abstract method. So then you may get a doubt, right? So whenever, what is the purpose of method is to write some logic, right? So whenever you have an abstract method, so there should be some other class or someone has to write the logic. So your method generally cannot be alone. Generally, your method should be present in a class itself, right? So these methods will be present in my class. So here now this is my class A, and I have an abstract method M2, and I have a normal method that is my M2. So your abstract method is the method where you do not have the logic. So if you apply an abstract keyword, that is nothing but your abstract method. And similarly, you have an abstract class. So here I am just saying this as my abstract class. So as of now, we have not seen this abstract class before. We have a normal classes. We have seen a normal methods. Right now, there is something like an abstract class as well as an abstract method. So if I apply that to a method level, that is an abstract method. If I apply that to a class level, that is my abstract class. And here, for example, in a class, if you are having at least one abstract method, then your class should be an abstract class, right? So for example, I have an abstract method, and if I'm trying to write my class as a normal class, my compiler will show me an error because you have an abstract method in your class, so where the method is not having a logic. So definitely then your class should be an abstract. So if I don't do that, it will show me an error. At least one, if there is an at least one abstract method, then the class should be an abstract class. If at least one abstract method, then the class must be abstract. So if the class is not abstract, it will throw me an error. So here you have an abstract class as well as an abstract method. So you may get a doubt, right? So what is that? Your method is there to write some logic. So whenever you have an abstract method, so someone has to write a logic. So if I don't write the logic, there is no use of that method, right? So who is going to write this logic for this method is nothing but a class which extends your abstract class will write the logic for this method. So for example, I'll have a class B. I'm saying that a class B extends my class A. Now, who is responsible of writing the logic for your M2? M1, M2 is nothing but your B class. So generally, if you have an abstract method, someone has to write a logic. Then if there is no one is writing a logic, that the writing of method is a useless thing. So you may get a doubt, right? Like why you need to declare that abstract method, why there's some other class has to override it. So I'll make this all things very clear when we discuss abstract and an interface. I'll make these things very clear. So as of now, you just go with the concept. So meanwhile, I'll make you the clear. So whatever the concepts that the Java people give, when they give it super or this, whatever the constructor, so every concept should have a purpose, right? So we have learned access specifiers. So you just understand that access specifiers, and at the end of the session, you just understood what is the purpose of an access specifiers, right? So the access specifiers are meant to make some variables or methods to accessible to somewhere, because you will have such requirements in an application. So I'll give some more examples for the access specifiers as we go further in the classes, and try to give some real examples, and you will try to understand more on that topics when we see some other topics. So what happens, you make that interlink connections and you'll understand the things very well. So now your class B has to override your M2 method and the logic and write the logic. So generally, you know what is meaning of overriding. So what is the meaning of overriding? Writing the same name and writing the same signature. So in before cases that whenever we have in before examples, we don't see these abstract methods. So whenever any class extends another class, it is not mandatory to override a method. But here in this case, this is nothing but your abstract class. So your class be extending your abstract class. Now this B is responsible of writing the logic for M2 method. It means that it has to override. That overriding is mandatory. And if your B is not overriding that M2 method, it will show me an error because that is my abstract method. So here this overriding of M2 is mandatory. Overriding of M1 is an optional as it depends on your requirement. Assume that I have one more abstract method that is void M3. Now your class B has to override two methods because there are two abstract methods. And if it's not overriding any one of the method, it will throw me an error. So if your class A is having 10 methods, 10 abstract methods, overriding the 10 abstract methods by your class B is mandatory because that method, a child method of an abstract class is responsible of writing the logic for the abstract method. Because a method, if it is an abstract, someone has to write the logic. So who is responsible of writing? Generally, before cases, we have a method. So in that method, in that class itself, we will have a normal method. In that method, you have a logic, right? Now we have a concept of abstract. Now we have an abstract method. So this method, someone should be responsible for that writing a logic. So here the responsibility will be taken by your child class. So it is mandatory to override the abstract methods which are present in your class and write the logic for that. And you cannot create the object of your abstract class. We not create Is that clear, Mike?
I
Some
see.
confusion.
Yeah, I didn't get why we must override. Why we must override the abstract class in the child class.
Abstract method.
Yeah. Why we need to override the abstract method in the child class?
So the concept is here. So for example, we have not seen that is a rule in Java. Why? Because that's a rule. For example, you have a class A that is nothing but an abstract class. And
Yes.
your abstract method will not have a logic, right? So for example, if someone created a object, assume that I have a chance of creating an A object, and I will be calling my A dot M2 method. So what will be my output? No, right? Nothing. You don't have any output because it is an abstract method. You don't have any logic, right? So in this thing should not be done in real time, right? So this method should have a logic as per what is the concept of Java. So what is the reason of having a method? So the method should have a logic, right? So if I write a method and if I don't write the logic in that, that is a useless, right? So here you have M1 and M2. So you should be getting a doubt, right? Why I should be declaring an abstract method and why I should override that in a child class and I should write a logic. So you should get such doubts. But I'll just clarify that when I tell you interface and I'll just compare. As I told you in access specifier, I'll just make you that clarity why I need an abstract method. But understanding of this concept is like whenever you are having an abstract method, someone has to write the logic. If I have a method and there is no logic, if you see M1 and M3 is not having a logic. So whenever you do like that, it is not good practice, right? So someone has to write the logic. So then for whom we should give that responsibility of creating a logic. So that responsibility will be taken by a child class, right? If any class that extends your abstract class has to provide the logic for your abstract methods.
But yeah, but in this example, you still don't have any logic in the M2 M3, right?
Logic in the sense I just opened my brackets and I closed my brackets, right? So here I'll write the logic. So as
Oh, okay. Yeah,
here
yeah.
as an example, I'm not writing a logic. So
Oh,
generally in the real time, you will write a logic.
you need okay. Then I understand.
So here, if you see, I'm not writing a logic in M2, M3. You do not
It's
have the
empty.
authority. It is
Yeah, it's
just like
empty.
semicolon. You are just semicolon. You are ending that method. So generally,
Yes.
you have never seen a semicolon to a method, right? So it's like we are opening the method and we are closing a method. In between, we'll write a logic. So this is a
Yes.
space you write a logic, right? So but here, you see, there is nothing like a open brackets, close brackets. We are just ending with a semicolon. It means this is an abstract method. This is a method where you are not writing a logic. Here, I'm not ending with semicolon. I'm just opening brackets. I'm just closing the brackets. So, and as an example, I have not written a logic, but in a real time, you write some logic here.
I got you. Then it will override the two abstract M2 and abstract void M3.
Yes.
And I have another question.
Yes, Mike.
Maybe it's not related to it directly, yeah, but I want to ask now. Because we know there are some how to say, some special characteristics for the OOP programming, right? Like Java or C# or C++. I remember one is like we already. I think one we talked about is the inheritance, right? This is one.
Yes.
One is inheritance. One is
Yes.
abstract, right?
There are four OOPS concepts.
Yeah,
One
four.
is
Which four?
inheritance,
Yeah.
abstraction.
Yes.
What we are discussing, abstraction. So you
Yeah.
have an interface also. So then I'll tell you what is an abstraction. You have encapsulation, your polymorphism. So here,
Oh, these four. Yes, these four. Yes, that's true.
yeah. So these are nothing but your OOPS concepts. So how your Java has achieved these OOPS concepts, we will see. So for example, I have told you the encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but binding everything together. So that is the encapsulation. So how your Java has achieved it by having a class. So if you see class has encapsulated with the variables, class will encapsulate the methods, class will encapsulate all that properties, right? So that's an example of your encapsulation,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So whenever I just want to write some other property, for example, I have an employee. So employee, I just want to add an address. So where I need to add inside the class. So I am just encapsulating everything together. So that is my encapsulation, right? So whenever you see polymorphism, method overloading is an example of polymorphism. So you in one form having different one thing executing different forms. For example, method overloading. So you have the same name and different signature. So we'll discuss that in detail actually. So
Sure. No
after
issue. Sure. And then now we are talking about the abstraction, right? The second,
so I am talking about abstraction. That is an example that you take this abstract as an example of your abstraction. Abstraction is something where you hide something and show what is the required things. So this is also like that, right? We have an interface also comes as an abstraction. Here abstract things also comes as an abstraction.
yeah.
So, so I'll just try to, after completing this abstraction interface, I'll just try to explain that very detailed.
Okay, sure.
You have a class abstract example. So what I'm doing, this is my normal method. This is a normal method where we have seen, right? So see, I'm trying to write an abstract method. Now this is my abstract method. So when I write an abstract method, I should have an abstract keyword, right? I had an abstract
Yeah.
keyword,
Yes, I
but
agree. Mm.
but still there's an error. What is an error? Because I told you one thing. If at least one abstract method in then the class must be abstract. Here, what is your class? It is a normal class.
Public.
It's an error. So here I have an abstract method. So obviously my class should be an abstract.
Abstract class. Yeah.
Just the sleepy Mike.
It's okay. I got up a little bit early today.
Okay. You want to get some tea or some break or
No,
something?
it's fine. I took a coffee before our session. Yeah. Yeah.
So you start the day with my session. Good, that's good.
Yeah. Actually, before that, I looked at some stock, and then I watched the video about the stock, and then I have this session with you. That's why I got up early.
Okay, that's nice. So I have an abstract. So now you have an M2 method, right? So which is an abstract method. So what I can do, I can have a class some child 1, 2, 3, child some 3, 3. So what I'm doing, I'm just extend that abstract exe. So now what happens? This abstract exe is a parent of your child 1, 2, 3. So can you tell what is this error here?
Let me give me 1 second. So what you did, okay, you declare a child class, extend abstract. Okay, the child one should be abstract also.
No, this is a point. The class extends the abstract class. Abstract class must override the abstract methods present in the class. Do you got this? So for example, any class which extends your abstract class, then that extended class, that child class must override the abstract methods, because as I told you, someone has to write the logic for this, right? So if you see class A is an abstract class and a class B extends your A. So now your B is responsible of writing the logic for your M2 and M3. So how it is writing the logic? It means it has to do overriding. So in this,
Can you? Yeah, okay. Can you go down, please? I see your note again.
the class that extends the abstract class must override the abstract methods present in the class.
Okay. Sorry. Yes. Now I got it. Yeah, because
So
in this case, the arrow, like, because you lack something. You left something.
yes, what is the thing I left?
Yeah, you left. You should override M2.
M2, because this is my abstract method.
Yes.
So this child class is responsible of providing the logic of your abstract. So now this is, so you write some logic over here. So compiler don't see that writing some logic, or compiler sees that writing this is nothing but writing some logic. So compiler is a dummy thing, right? So it will follow some restrictions, something. So you write here or you don't write. So overriding and putting a bracket that only the compiler sees. So in the real-time scenario, you write the logic inside M2 of child double three. Assume that I have one more abstract method. Void M3. Then what is that error again?
Yeah, you need a yes. The error again is because you need a void M3 to
Yes.
override.
Yes. Well, how many methods I have, that many methods I need to override. So writing the overriding of M1 is not mandatory because it is not my abstract, right? So assume that this class don't know the logic of your M3, right? Your child double three don't know the logic of your M3, right? So whenever your child double three don't know the logic of M3, so I cannot override. So assume that I am not overriding it. So when you don't override it, shows me an error. So but it don't know the logic of M3 in a real time. I cannot do overriding. So if I know the logic only, I can able to override. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll make this class also an abstract. So then that is not an issue. You got this point, Mike. So generally you have an abstract with EX. So here you have M2 and M3. So whenever any class that extends your abstract class must override all the methods that are present in your abstract. So here you have M2 and M3, but your child double three know the only the logic of M2. So it has overridden only the M2, but it don't know the logic of M3, so it cannot do over. So that's the reason if I don't do override it, it will show me an error. So for that, what I need to do, I need to make even this class as an abstract.
Yeah, because the error because you don't have void M3, you missed that.
Yes. So for that, what I done, I made this class also abstract.
And then it's fine.
Then it's fine. So now you cannot create the object of your abstract ex3 and you cannot able to create the object of child double three. So then you need to execute the logic of this method. You need to execute the logic of this method. So then what is a way that you do? You will be creating one more object, one more class that extends your child double three. Class child something 999. So extends your. I was very bad in using the names actually. I'll use some. It will not be very good. So child 999 extends your double three, right? So here, this is like multi-level inheritance. So this is your grandfather, this is the father, this is the son. Child 999 is
sorry,
like
I don't. Why we need the third class?
so third class.
Yeah, why it's enough, right? It's good enough now. Why
So
you create? Sorry, I missed. Maybe I missed that point.
yes, I'll repeat it. So generally in child double three, how many classes has to be overridden? How many methods the child double three has to override? It has to override M2 and M3 because they are abstract methods. Is it this is fine, right, Mike?
Yes, I agree.
But your child double three know only M2 logic. It don't know M3 logic. It cannot override M3.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So in that case, what I should do, I should make that also as an abstract. So if you see in this class, I'm not done overriding of my
M3.
M3.
Then you create a grandson, grandchild to.
So also even I made that as an abstract. So you have this real-time scenarios. I'll just try to explain you. So, but as of now, I have not overridden my M3. So that's the reason I just made that as an abstract.
Because you have to override the M3.
I have to override, but I have not done. So for that reason, I just made that as an abstract.
I got you. I got you, because you don't want to put M3 into the child 33 class, and you,
Yes.
so that's why you
So
want to
you
put
may
it to the grandchild
yes, yes,
class.
yes. You may think like in the real time scenario, your child double three don't know the logic of your M3.
Yeah, yeah.
So in that case, what I'll do, I'll be taking as an abstract, and your child double three extends child, sorry, child double nine extends child double three. Can you tell me the why this is an error? So what is the method that has to be required to be overridden in child double nine?
Yes, the void M3.
Yes, exactly, void M3 because the M3 overriding has not been done. So if you want, you can override M2 also. That's not a problem. But the overriding of your M3 has not been done, and just override. So now to which object you can create? You can create your child double nine object. So I'll write some class test. I'll have a main method. So in my main method, what object I can create only the child double nine. So for example, if you're trying to create a abstract TX exam class or child double three class, it will show me an error. So why you cannot create means if you are trying to create and if you're calling an M2 method, there is no logic present over here, right? If I create an abstract exe example and if I call an M2 method, there is no logic present. So that is the reason you cannot able to create that object. The Java has not allowed you to create that object of that. So see, it cannot able to do. You can see that error. Cannot instantiate means you cannot able to create that. Similarly, you cannot create the object of double three. Then how we will be executing the logics M2 and M2? You cannot instantiate. You cannot create that. So then how you will be executing the M2 and M2 methods, M2 and M1 methods? By creating the object of your child double nine, because that is a child of child double three as well as abstract exe. So this is not my abstract class. So that is the reason I can able to create the object of my child double nine. So that is not used. That is the reason of ch double nine dot what I'll do, I'll call my M3 method. So you can call my ch double nine M2. So the output is simple. It is executing your inside M3 of child double nine, inside M2 of child double three, and inside M1 of abstract exe. So already there.
There is an error.
The test class was already there, so that's the reason.
So why we cannot create like the object for the parent and the the child?
Because they are an abstract classes, right? So for example, if I able
Yeah.
to create an object of an abstract class, they have given a right to create an object of an abstract class. So what I'll do, I'll create an object of abstract class, and I'll do, I'll call that abstract class dot m2. So whether if I do abstract class dot m2, whether is there any logic that is going to be executed? Assume that if they have given a authority to create an object of this. right?
Mm.
And if I'm calling e dot m, what will happen? It will just go for which object you created this object, right? So it will
Mm.
go, and if it is trying to execute m2 in runtime. So what is the, whether you will get any output here? No, right? So
Mm.
it's an abstract method. So in a runtime, the user calls m1 and m2, you will be getting an error, right? It cannot able to get anything from m1 and m3.
Mm.
So in runtime, if I'm trying to call m1 and m3, m2 and m3, so these both are abstract methods. So when if they have given a chance of creating an object, obviously you can call m2 and m3, right? So whenever you call this m1 and m2 and m3, so there is no output that is coming, right? So whenever there is no output in real time, you face some problems, right? So that is the reason they have not allowed to create an object of an abstract class. If they have given an authority, so then if you call that in real time and you are not getting any output, so when you call a method, there should be something should be written in it, right? So an abstract method will return nothing, right? It is not like not written in written type, as well as there is no action performed in it, right? So if I call this m2 method, which is
Mm.
plus,
Mm. 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 Mm.
there is no action performed. In that
Mm.
case,
I see. Mm.
creating that object is useless. So that is the reason they made the restriction that you cannot create the object of an abstract class in Java. You can create only the child class objects.
I see. In this case, you can only create for child 99.
Yes, yes. So you can execute the
Mm.
non-abstract method that is present in your abstract class by having the child class. So for example, if I see ch.m1 I'm calling, so which method gets executed? It will be executing your m1 method which is present in your abstract class. All right. So if I run this, you
Mm.
can see output. I have to run my,
I see. Because of the inheritance.
yes.
There are many laws in Java.
Yes, yes.
It's like a society.
People say Java is an
It's a
ocean.
word. It's a word.
You have a lot of things to learn, a lot of things. There are a lot of connections. There are
Mm.
a lot is there. Hmm. You are clear with this, right?
Mm. Yes, yes.
So I'm overriding my M1 method.
Overriding M1. Okay.
Here I'm overriding my M2. Yashi, can you tell me the output of this mic?
Mm. Mm.
I'll send in a chat. Just go through the flow and can you tell me the output?
Yeah. Okay, please give me a little bit of time.
No, take your time.
Oh. Okay. Oh, M3. Okay. So this one first. Then
Mike, and whatever the programs that I share with you in the chat also, please share that somewhere actually. Please make some note or share it in
sure.
at some point of time, referring the programs also helps you a lot actually.
Okay, last one. I'm at the last one. M1. So M1 go here. There's no M1. M1. So it will call. Yeah, a little bit tricky, but I will give you answer. I think I'm not sure it's. I think the output is inside the M3 of child 99.
Mm-hmm.
Then inside the M2 of child 99.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, I'm not sure which one. The last one, I don't know.
You just tell whatever you said. So similarly tell
Okay. The last one, I think, is inside the M1 of abstract EX.
abstract EX.
Yes.
Right. So
Yeah.
your first two statements are right, and the last statement is wrong.
Okay.
So it will be inside M3 of child 99, inside M2 of child 99. Next, it should be inside M1 of child 33. So a simple thing, Mike. So the flow is just like this. So for what you are creating an object, you are creating an object of your child double nine. So
Yeah.
the hierarchy is nothing but first what it will do, your compiler will see whether there is an M3 method that exists in your child double nine or not. So it will go to child double nine. So there is a method M3, yes, it exists. So what it will do, it will execute this piece of code. If it does not execute, it will go to the corresponding parent. Who is the corresponding parent of this? Your child double three. So, but as of now, there is an M3 method exists over here and it's going to execute it. And you have M2 method. So now when you call an M2 method, first where it will go, it will obviously go to the child double line because you created child double line object. So whether is M2 method exist here? Yes, it exists. So what it will do, it will execute inside M2 of child double line, right? Next step, you are calling M1 method, and when you call an M1 method, is there M1 present over here? No, it is not present in your child double line. So where it will do, it will go to the corresponding parent. What is your parent? Corresponding parent means child double line parent. It will not go directly to the grandfather. It just go to the father like. So its corresponding parent is child double three. So is the M1 method present over here? Exactly it was. So what it will do, it will execute a M1. So if there is M1 does not exist in your child method, it is going to call your this inside M1 of your abstract exe. If you see, the output should be inside M1 inside M3 of child double line, inside M2 of child double line, inside M1 of child double line. The M1 method which is present in an abstract exe will not execute.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
You got the concept, right?
Yeah. So the last one should be inside the M1 of child 33.
Yes. So you told up to this right, but the last one you tell it as
yeah, last one. Yeah, last one. Because I don't know the logic where it should go, but now I know. Yeah.
It will go in a flow. So can you tell me? I want to execute the M1 without creating that object. I cannot create the abstract obviously. So
Yes.
I want to execute this method. So can you tell me how to do that?
You want to print out?
I want to print this inside M1 of abstract ex.
Yes. Yeah, you
So
can.
What piece of code I need to add here?
What piece of code? Yeah, I think I know it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. You call from here and M1. I don't know.
Just think, Mike, because you know that answer.
Yeah, okay, but the only way, because the thing is, the only object we can create is child 99, but there is no way to call from the top. That's the problem.
Okay, you have a way. So generally, if you don't have M1 method here, in this, what it will execute the M1 here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but you want to execute even the M1 here, right?
Yeah.
So you just forgot super. Just now we discussed super. What is the purpose of super? So it will call the parent method, right? Super dot.
Oh, yes.
So it is going to call
That's
here.
right.
Yes,
that's right. Yes.
You need to remember, in Java, it's like you cannot. That's what you cannot split the concepts and learn this and forget that.
Yes. It's related. You linked it.
You need to, for example, when you learn super, you need to query for that word super or this interface concepts throughout the.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So now even that method gets executed. So generally you cannot create an object and you cannot. So you are now understanding what is the usage of the super, right, in an application.
Yes. You put a super here. Yes.
So that's what you. Whenever I learn, so you why I need to. What is the purpose of having a super keyword? So before an abstract concept, if there is no purpose of super, you don't find the super as much usage because it you can just create that object and call. But after introducing this abstract, you find this super as a usage, right? Whenever you want to execute the parent method, so that's why you find the usage of every concept when you go further.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a key.
Yes.
And I forgot, and you remember that. Yeah.
I should remember it.
Yes. Yeah, but good point. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, Mike. So I'm just winding up. Now
Okay. Thank you.
I changed Daniel's session to night right
Sure,
now.
sure. Could you just give me a note? And
Okay, I'll just.
yeah, and thank you.
You got that right?
Yes, yes. Okay, so we will see. We will connect